Hello everyone, we are here to discuss why Japanese people can't speak English. This topic is already talked by many sources and by many people. It is well known that the most Japanese people is not quite good at English language related stuff, from speaking and using the language. Without further ado, let's discuss and talk about it.
According to the EF English Proficiency Index, Japan's English level is classified as low. And among the 24 Asian countries, Japan ranks 13, which is below half. Also, the TOEFL IBT shows that Japan ranks 26 out of 29 countries in terms of average points per country in Asia, and that the nation has especially low ability in speaking.
In Japan, they tend to associate the English language skill of Japanese people with the quality of English language education. Others also compare Japanese English with the English of other Asians, discussing about what's wrong with English education in Japan that contributes to the Japanese lack of spoken English, saying it should be more natural and practical as it would eventually make a drastic change in Japanese English. In Japan, almost everyone says they studied English for at least 6 years and yet they don't speak English very well. In fact, the Japanese haven't learned English for 6 years. What they are really doing is taking 50-minute English classes maybe 3 to 5 times a week when you're not even fully paying attention. When it comes to English, the blame is always based on English teacher and the education system. Most of Japanese people who study English only attend classes and do their homework. If you only do this continuously, there will be no development in the language. That's because language really depends on how much you immerse yourself in it and also how much you practice. It doesn't matter how good the teacher or learning environment is.
Japanese in everyday life, especially in writing, they didn't use alphabet letters. Because of that, they need to learn it from zero. When trying to speak English that written in alphabet, they didn't say it or read it with the correct pronunciation. But instead, they changed the word pronunciation to how katakana pronunciation first, then said it out loud with that changed pronunciation. Because of that, most of English native speakers had difficulty when hearing Japanese communicating in English.
Even though Japanese people have a poor knowledge in English language, Japan still continue an outdated academic society, and anything that cannot be judged by grade doesn't qualify as education. But furthermore, most Japanese do not have a sense of urgency to learn English desperately. Many people have the image that Japan is a small island nation, but in fact, its population is quite large compared to other countries, even though its population has been declining significantly recent years. Economic power has continued to weaken. The day of being able to live without speaking English are coming to an end. Younger people today will face a future where if they can't speak English, they can't get a job. In other words, because the country was an island with most people of its own nationality, they could survive on their own economy using only their native language.
And here is the conclusion. According to the EF English Proficiency Index, Japan's English level is classified as low. And among the 24 Asian countries, Japan ranks 13, which is below half. Also, the TOEFL IBT shows that Japan ranks 26 out of 29 countries in terms of average points per country in Asia, and that the nation has especially low ability in speaking.
There are mainly three reasons why Japanese are so terrible at English. First, Japanese and English are the most different language combination. 2. Insufficient English education. 3. Lack of an environment where English is required. English is very difficult for Japanese people to learn and it requires a lot of time. But the education doesn't provide either the right education nor necessary amount of study time. From my personal opinion, these are three negative effects due to Japan's lack of English ability. 1. Narrow our thinking. 2. Lowers our IT level. 3. Young people's life become poorer.